Okay, guys. So what we're going to talk about here is we're going to talk about what I feel is going to be the cornerstone. What I feel is going to be like the underpinning. What's going to be the most important thing that we're going to talk about, or at least I'm going to talk about, while we're on this journey together with this channel. So, um, I've got a lot in store, and there's a lot that I want to talk about, and there's a lot I want to go through. But I think the most important thing, the most important question that we can ask ourselves during this process is when we look in the mirror, what do we see? When we look in the mirror, what do we see? Do you see a person of value? Do you see a person worth investing in? Do you see a person worth getting better for? Do you see a person worth sacrificing for? Do you see those things? That's one way. That's one grouping. Another way, you could say, okay, when I look in the mirror, I see nothing. I see a waste of potential. I see a waste of time. I see wasted effort. And quite frankly, what I see in that mirror shouldn't exist. That's another way to look at it. You have to decide how you're going to look at yourself when you see yourself in the mirror. I can't decide that for you. I can't force you to think one way or another about this. When you look in the mirror, you have to decide what you see, and then you have to reinforce that as time moves forward, and then take actions to prove to yourself and to prove to the world that you believe that about yourself. Notice I didn't necessarily go with the positive or the negative with that example. When you act within the world, when you move within the world, within your day to day life, all the actions you do, all the actions that take place, or even the inactions that take place, you're broadcasting that to the world saying, this is how I view myself. So it's not a matter to simply say that, I only need to be conscious of my actions if I'm trying to have a good opinion of myself. Your actions are going to speak volumes about the opinion of yourself, good, bad, or indifferent. So when you look in the mirror, you have to decide what you see. If you see nothing, if you see a waste, if you see bad, then your actions throughout the day are going to say, I believe myself as bad. I see myself as bad. I see myself as a waste of time. How's that going to manifest itself? Are you giving a damn about yourself and your appearance and your health and your hygiene and your well being? That's one way. Are you waking up on a pretty consistent schedule? Are you eating something other than drive through? Are you taking a bath consistently? So let's pull that back. So we're going to say that we're going to start off with the bad. We're going to say that, well, you know what, Jonathan, when I look in the mirror, I don't think I see anything worthwhile. I don't think I see anything worth investing in. I don't think I see anything worth getting better for. So, what that's going to look like throughout your day is number one, you're going to be getting up whenever. You're not going to give a damn about your hygiene. We're not even talking about your appearance. We're just talking about your hygiene. You ain't going to be taking no baths. You ain't going to be taking no showers. You're not going to be putting on your lotion. You're not going to be putting on your creams. You're not going to be taking your medicine. Just you're not going to do anything to give yourself a damn. You're not going to give anything to give yourself a chance. All right. And then when you wake up, you turn on your TV, you turn on your video games, you turn on your music. It's going to be the same shit over and over again. It's the same, man, watching the same movies about the world exploding, listening to the same music about offing yourself, playing the same video games about nothing matters. And then when you end up going online, you start watching videos on YouTube or whatever, and you consume entertainment that reinforces that perception. So you have to have a perception. You have to have a perception. Whether it's a good perception or a bad perception, it is up to you. But the perception you have is going to manifest itself in how you carry yourself in the world. Okay? So, you know, furthermore, when you're going down the shitty road, you're going to be listening to the same stupid music over and over again. Oh, why she leave me? You know, it, I've been down all those roads myself. Okay, so I've got enough firsthand experience about how all that goes. But the point is that your perception is what's going to be broadcast into the world. And then you get on Discord or whatever website whatever website you go on, and you're talking to just as miserable people. Okay, all of that is a reflection of what you saw in the mirror, which was nothing, which was bad, which needs to be eliminated. Okay? So that's one way to go about it. And you got to go about it one way or the other. You can't not go about it, okay? Another way to look at it is to say, okay, when I look in the mirror, I see something of value. I see something worth protecting. I see something worth growing. I see something worth getting better. I see something building. I see a future. If that's the perception that you have, then the way you carry yourself is going to manifest that. The way you carry yourself is going to reflect that. You're going to be taking your showers consistently. You're going to be brushing your teeth consistently. You're going to be drinking plenty of water. When you turn on your music and you turn on your websites, you turn on your YouTube, it's not going to be the world's about to end or everything's horrible. It's going to be something a little bit more uplifting. It might even be neutral, which in this framework, if you're the entertainment you're consuming is the world's horrible, and maybe the ideal is, the world's an opportunity. If those are the two dichotomies, then there might be a middle ground that's just neutral, that it's not reinforcing a negative or a positive perspective. Even if it's just a matter of, I don't like the uplifting music, I don't like the uplifting entertainment, but let me try to find something that's neutral so it's at least not carrying me down or it's not pulling me down. So, you, in your journey, you have to decide what you see. And what you see is going to determine how you act and how you move within this world. I can't decide that for you. I don't want to decide that for you. That is your journey. Okay? And if anyone is trying to tell you how to think and feel about yourself, 9 times out of 10, they probably got an ulterior motive. And what I mean by that is that generally people like that, they reinforce a negative opinion. You may have some beautiful people in your life that do try to encourage you and do try to uplift you. You want to hang on to those people. Don't automatically cast them out. But at the same time, their perspective is just that, their perspective. Your perspective is what matters. So, when you start dealing with yourself, when you start looking at yourself, you start accurately reflecting how you view yourself. Ultimately, that's all coming from you. And I want to make this as crystal clear as I can. You have to change your perspective. You have to change your life. You have to want to get better. You have to take the steps. Ultimately, it starts and ends with you. Now, you may have allies. And if you have allies, beautiful. Allies make the journey so much easier. They make it so much easier. But ultimately, they're just that. They're allies. They can help you saying, hey, do you need a hand there? Hey, I found a new path. Or, hey, here's where I think we should go. But ultimately, your feet are in your control. Your hands are in your control. Your eyes are in your control. Your ears are in your control. Your mouth is in your control. Your mind is in your control. So you have your allies, that's great, but at the end of the day, you still got to show up and you got to get moving and you got to figure out why you're moving. I can't figure that out for you, nor can your allies. If you can figure out why you're up and at 'em, if you can figure out why you're worth investing, if you can figure out why you're worth getting better, your time on this planet will, number one, be a lot easier. But number two, you have a chance to make an impact in those that you care about. And if you're able to leave this planet better than you found it, whatever that means, whatever that looks like, even if it's just a matter of I pay my own bills and every year I'm able to save up $10 and I'm able to donate it to a charity. If that's the way you leave this planet better, beautiful. Congratulations, you won. And it's your victory. It's not my victory. It's your victory. You have to find your victory. You have to find your meaning. You have to find your purpose. Once you do all that, then you can start owning your victories. Once you start owning your victories, I promise, your life is going to be so much easier. I've walked through all these roads myself, okay? So I'm talking from firsthand experience. And part of the reason why I'm doing these videos is a way to, number one, come to terms with my past, but then number two, also to pay it forward, to give it back. Because there was a lot of beautiful people in my life that told me a lot of really good things, in person and virtually. So this is my contribution to the collage. This is my contribution to the conversation. So if you're going to walk away with one thing from this video, is decide what you see when you look in the mirror, because that's going to determine how the rest of your life plays out. And I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. Absolutely not is it going to be perfect. Not you, not the mirror, not your life. There's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be setbacks. Things are going to break for no reason whatsoever. That's okay. It's a matter of how you deal with it. Because it is possible to not be pissed off 24/7. It is possible to not be angry 24/7. It is possible to control and maintain thoughts of self-destruction and self-harm. It is possible. It doesn't mean you're not going to have slip-ups. It doesn't mean you're not going to fall backwards. It's fine. But I just wanted to let you know it is possible to enjoy moments of your life and to truly enjoy them, to truly own them, to truly cherish them. It doesn't always have to be gloom. There is beauty in this world. You just have to find it. And you have to allow yourself to see it. So, there's a lot more I want to say about all that, but that's going to kind of come together as these videos pull themselves apart. So I think that's a nice little introduction. Like I said, what do you see when you look in the mirror? And once you pull that together, then I promise you can start pulling things together the way you want them to. Not the way you've had to, but the way you want to. All right, guys. See you later. Bye.